Hello, hello. Mark Atwood here. Just had my lunch. Feel a little bit snoozy. Should we do a show? What do you reckon? Don't forget, links in the description, email list, get on the email list, please. And click the like button, share, subscribe, do all that other stuff. I never normally do that. You know, most YouTubers go, smash the like button. I've never done that. I just did it. Maybe I should do that more often. Lots of people in the chat. Hello. Hello, Julia Furman. Hello, Melissa Standish. Hello, Patty Flint. Bobby Hey, Bobby Frenton. How you doing? Hello, Katie Mack. Hello, Connie Graves. Hello, Susie Q22. Tanya Chambers. Good to see you, Tanya. Good to meet you. Manchester as well. You and your mate. What was her name? Anyway, it was brilliant meeting you guys. Alison O'Brien. Brianna Arnold. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, there's loads of people. All for Ian Welch, I assume. But before I get him on, let's let me show you a couple of things. So I put this up last night, and please go and watch it. It's look at the numbers here: 1444 views, subscription 111. This really was a great gig in Anaheim, in California, and the crowd was amazing. And I did quite a good job. And we only got 20 minutes at this event because it was packed. Let's just watch a little bit.
Do you know why?
Okay, I want to bring up this next guest. We've been traveling together for a full month, and for some reason, people say we have some type of bromance. He said, because I'm gorgeous. Ladies and gentlemen, Mark Atwood.
Thank you. It's not the first time he's lent me something this shape to hold for him. Hello! How are we doing?
Oh, God. Anyway, it's good. And what's good about it is that we, well, you know, I'm in it, but firstly, but secondly, it's Kieran did sort of camera work so they filmed the whole thing like a conference, which is fine. Bit boring for a video, but it's fine. And the guys that did that, Doug and Kevin, did a great job. But we got Kieran there as well on another camera, and then we got to edit the whole thing just to give more of a vibe of the event. And Kieran delivered that to me last night, and it went up on Rumble because it can't go up on this channel. If you go and watch it, you'll see why. So please go and watch that. It's on Rumble. It should be on BitChute later, and it will be on the markatwoodshow.com. And it was a very emotional gig, actually, but I kind of treated it like a comedy gig, and hence the knob jokes. I can't resist knob jokes. Just the way I'm made. I'm English. I was born in the 60s. What can you do? Oh, thanks, Tanya. You like the dress sense. I think I look like a geography teacher. I was just thinking about my dress sense. I need to do something about it. What else was I going to tell you? So this weekend, if you are in Ireland, I'm just going to show this to you because I think it's very important that we support these kind of things. So I just put up a thing on Twitter. Let's find the channel. So not Twitter. I did put something up on Twitter, actually. I'm testing Twitter's algorithm, free speech. I put up Wake the Fuck Up, that poem, on Twitter. I've not checked to see if I've been deleted yet or not. That could be fun. There's me and Ian. There's you know, if you're not on the Telegram channel, please go on there. This is where I can do stuff really quickly and simply, and it doesn't involve much setup. And I put poems up, and I put interesting news stories and other things. Where's the thing I put up with? Here. So this is the Irish Git. He's been on my channel before. If you are in Ireland, there is a free speech rally because they're doing their bullshit. I mean, I personally think the white hats are in control of everything. It's all part of the theatre, but I think God wants us to stand up, and stand up we should. And on the 3rd of December, this Saturday, I can't make it. I'm going to be in England, but O'Connell Bridge, Dublin, go and support that if you can. Now, oh look, it's Ian Welch.
Hello. Hello. Long time no see.
Well, how long has it been now?
Well, I think before Manchester.
No, how long has it been since Morocco?
Oh, blimey. We got back on the 18th.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, about 12 days. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you've been poorly like most other people.
I have indeed, yes.
Hmm.
When I got back, we got back from Morocco. The upgrading from the information that was gathered in
Hi, Sue.
in the mountains was extraordinary. And when I got back to the UK, I think I did one Zoom meeting with somebody, and then that's it. The next day, I got hit, and I was literally just in bed for about 4 days. I couldn't get out of bed. I'm probably about 90% there now. You can probably hear it in my voice.
I can.
I'm feeling a lot stronger, much, much better. I'm actually able to go out and do things as well. It was such a stunning day today. It's really helped. Very much so.
Well, good. I'm glad you're up and running. And yeah, we had some big, well, we had some big breakthroughs in the desert, didn't we?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So Sue and I, when we arrived, it was dark when we arrived, and we were shown to our accommodation. And I sat on the edge of the bed. I've never experienced this before in my life. And my body was going boom, 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 boom. It's like I was sat inside a huge heart. And I thought maybe I was on a ley line. And I checked. I was. So I cleared that, sat back on the bed. Same again. Boom, 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 boom. And it was pervading my entire body. Like I say, I was sat inside this huge heart. And then I realized I was actually tuning into, not intentionally, but tuning into the Sahara Desert, the heartbeat of the Sahara Desert. Wow, absolutely extraordinary. And it would say my whole body was just moving to that momentum of that stunning beat of the Sahara Desert. And then later on, that made itself very, very clear. The whole week was about the heart and the information and knowledge about the heart.
Yes, it was.
Wasn't it just?
I mean, also, I just want to tell everybody that I first met Ian when we did the Manchester event the night before, was it? I think it was.
Yeah.
And then spent like 10 days in Morocco with him and Sue. And isn't it funny how the connection, because it's like when I first got you on the show and you started doing stuff, you go and then I started doing it, and I thought, is this real? And then when we were in the car together, it was like
I know, it was mad. You were going through some tremendous, powerful shifts in your light body, and I think we are sort of some kind of catalyst for each other. And you're right. When we anybody video that, thought we were some kind of epileptic fit family.
Yeah, it was bonkers. And I've been through. I feel like I'm going through huge changes. I've said this on the channel in the last week. Physically, emotionally, spiritually, and mentally. So those four bodies again.
Yeah, absolutely. So what I wanted to find out and understand deeply was the golden age. When we reached that 100% in Manchester, I wanted to understand what that actually meant for humanity. And I was given the most fantastic analogy by God. And God said to me that humanity, by coming into 100% alignment with the golden age, has created a wine glass collectively. And that wine glass now is being filled with fifth dimensional frequencies. And I checked about 2 weeks ago when we got back from Morocco, I checked for where humanity was collectively with regards to 3D. And I got that 60% of humanity was still vibrating at 3D, 40% at 4D. Now, I checked yesterday, that's now gone completely the other way. There's not one single vibrational frequency at 3D at all. And the entire human race is now vibrating at 4D, which means that I'm getting this very strong feeling by the end of the year, the wine glass, humanity will be full. We will be full of 5D frequency, which means everybody will shift at that point.
A few questions. So that idiot I saw this morning driving a car on his own with a mask on, is he in? He's not in 3D.
He's not in 3D, no. But what we have to understand here is that people are still have choices, and it's like with regards to diseases. Now, I know for a fact that when we bring somebody into the golden age frequency harmonics and 5D harmonics, this eradicates diseases. Now, we've got 7 horses on the land, and 3 of them belong to our friend Alex. One of them has had a sarcoid underneath its belly, which is about, it's a cancer that grows on the outside of the body. It's as big as my fist. And there was nothing that they could do to try to heal it. So I brought the horse into the golden age frequency every day. Within 2 weeks, the cancer fell off. Right? It's a sarcoid, and normally you have to have a special treatment costing thousands and thousands of pounds. The horse, having surgery, etc. But this is just to say that when we're in that frequency, that harmonic, then the 3D shit cannot function. So this is what I'm saying now. The light has big time won, and it's only us now that can prevent any of the really good stuff happening. So people that are still going around wearing these muzzles, then that's their choice, and they're stuck in that loop. But they're not in 3D, right? They're definitely not in 3D. They have now jumped to 4D. For the entire planet to come together hand in hand collectively, that has to be the case. And this is all about harmonics. So the entire human race is at 4D and stable at 4D, ready to shift into that 5D by the end of the year. And the weight of this light now filling this wine glass is extraordinary, and it cannot be prevented.
So what about that? What about the other dimension you mentioned?
What, the 5D?
No, you said 3D, 4D, 5D, and yesterday.
Oh, that D.
Yesterday, oh, my dimension seems so far away.
I'm glad you're on form. I'm absolutely glad.
Well, I've just had lunch. I am a little bit sleepy, but fortunately, it was a good lunch, so I'm not too bad. But
so what I'm doing now, just to remind people now, the golden age affirmation, I've added a little bit to incorporate the 5th dimensional frequency. So I choose my 4 bodies to come into harmony with the most highly evolved aspect of the golden age frequency and the 5th dimensional frequency.
Right, you got to write this down, because people keep saying on Telegram, where are the affirmations gone? And I'm like, oh, and I just haven't got around to putting them down. Sorry, guys. Right. I am a human being. I am a human being. I've been sleeping quite a bit as well. But we need to, after this, let's get them written down, and let me start posting those again.
What this is going to do is just to help the attunement ready for the end of the year.
Hang on, I've just remembered something. Hang on.
Go on.
It's my turn to rod you.
Hey, you got my rods.
Yeah.
Go on then.
Go on then. Okay, just do a yes. Oh,
all right. Just
check
if I'm in the golden age.
You are.
Okay. Is he in the golden age? Oh yeah. You are.
Wonderful. You've got my rods, haven't you? Still.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I've been having a bit of fun. Been having a bit of fun with these.
Brilliant, brilliant. So, people that don't know, when Sue and I arrived in Marrakech, our suitcases decided to go on a different holiday.
No, let me tell the story properly. This plonker got into a car and forgot to put his suitcase in it.
No. I brought the suitcases down to the lobby. I saw our group members putting their suitcases in a pile. So I put mine with theirs. Apparently there was an altercation by the time I've gone up. There was a coach driver trying to load it on the coach. And they're going, oi, they're ours. But they didn't see ours. When I got back down, literally 2 minutes later, our cases had gone.
Mm.
So
Mm.
I had to have my underpants washed every other day. I only had one pair of shorts and one top.
Have we got a picture of you in the female shorts and top? Because that was hilarious. You looked like a 70s porn star.
I know, yeah. So Sue was looked after beautifully, and all the ladies of the camp were giving Sue all this clothing. And Sue said, "Well, why don't you try these shorts?" So I did, but oh my God, it wasn't just the shorts; it was the top as well.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
It did suit you
Well, Sue stayed with you, so it can't be that bad.
No.
And you did work very hard because you were taking everybody's aura pictures all day.
Yeah, I was.
That was very good.
And so, well, both of us worked very, very hard. We loved the excursion, the training, the teaching, the helping. It was just as it was meant to be. You know, that's what I had in my mind, to go there to teach and to empower, and that's what I did. But I want to expand upon a bit more about the heart. I don't want to share all of it, because I think it needs to be in a controlled environment to do this upgrade empowerment thing. But there was a beautiful lady called Dot. One particular day, the camp, our side of the camp, had a power cut, which then stopped me from doing any aura readings with my computer. Now, Dot came over, and I knew she was itching to tell me something, share something. And I said, "Yeah, okay, Dot, what's going on?" She said, "Can I ask you, what's your understanding of the human heart?" And I said, "Well, my understanding is that all internal organs mirror the universe." And as soon as I said that, she lit up, and then she started sharing information with me, which was stimulating all kinds of questions. Now, she's a cardiologist, scientist, and has been studying the human heart for a very, very long time, and stepping outside of the mainstream scientists as well with regards to the heart. And she believed with her colleagues that the heart, as we know, has got 4 chambers. They believe that at some point the heart is going to have a 5th chamber. I'm thinking 5 chambers, 5D. Oh my God. So this is where we're heading, right? The children that are going to be born in the very near future, within 5-10 years time of stepping into this 5th dimensional frequency, they will be born with a 5th chamber in their heart. Now, this is to do with the upgrading of the light body for humanity and all the children that are going to be born at that point and continue to be born, obviously. Now, she also stated that the heart should have 3 beats, not 2. So, you know, it's just going to be boom, 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 boom. So again, this is all a part of the upgrade frequency of 5th dimensional. Then she mentioned something else, which I can't share this bit. It's going to have to be done maybe with maybe we set something up, Mark, because what we discovered was something extraordinary within the heart, which we've been kept secret from for about 16,000 years. And this is why the dark side, through the medical industry, have been trying to destroy the heart, because of what it actually has and what we discovered. And we did an awakening, didn't we, Mark, in a tent. There was nearly 50 people that we switched on something in their heart. And this just rippled through the heart of the Sahara Desert and all around the planet. And this definitely shifted the light frequency even more for humanity.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to explain to people watching that, you know, when I did this retreat in the Sahara, it was all divinely guided. It all just came together. Not everything went perfectly, because Morocco is not perfect. Morocco is kind of a chaotic country, and running something in a you know, logistically running something in a what's a harsh environment like the Sahara Desert is a big job. And but the most important thing about it is that the energies there are very special, and lots of things came to the surface for lots of people, and that's really what it was about. And lots of people got activated, new light codes, you know, lots of new information coming in for people. And everybody that came was a light worker of some sort. There were a couple of people there who didn't even know who I was. I don't even know why they were there. It was quite funny, but and they were very welcome. Obviously, it was just a bit strange. You know, this this, the tour around America, the Manchester monastery thing, all of these things were massively activating and a great sign for me that we have moved on, despite all the fear porn and noise outside and vaccine passports and blah blah blah, all of this kind of stuff that's still going on in the theater. What's really going on internally? I mean, you can hear it in both of our. My voice has been, I think, originally attacked, but it's going through changes.
Yeah.
It's not, even when I look in the mirror after the shower, which is getting a more pleasurable experience every day.
You're taking your clothes off this time, are you?
Yeah, I decided to finally take my clothes off. Yeah, but you know, it was amazing for that, and I'm still processing it, to be honest.
Yeah. Do you remember that time you were at that restaurant and you got that powerful high pitched whistle in your ear that nearly knocked you off your seat? Do you remember that?
Yeah. It was like a bullet coming into my ear. Yeah.
And this was a light program that was to activate you and me. And this is something that, people that are listening, if you ever get such a powerful jolt of a high energy whistle, then that's going to be some kind of light activation for you, or a combination of you and somebody else. Now, for Mark and I, this was a two-way thing, and it was extraordinarily powerful for me. And I think I don't know if it scared you a little bit, Mark. It bloody punched me to death, that one.
Well, it did. I thought I was turning into a dog.
Really?
So high-pitched whistle in my ear. Excuse me. No, it doesn't. None of it scares me. It's not comfortable. Often not comfortable, and I've never felt such an overwhelming need to be alone, to have quiet time, to meditate. You know, because I'm extremely gregarious and social, but I think I burnt out my sociability for a few weeks. I think I used up all my cooking time.
I think what I'm picking up, there is not an urgency anymore for fighting.
Well, that's absolutely right. You know, because I was thinking about this in terms of my poems. When in 2020, 21, they had to get out immediately.
Yeah.
Right. And I know, I just remember everything was like, and in the last couple of weeks, I've realized that I can take my time with that. And
yes.
And also I've been going for walks in nature. I've been trying to take care of myself because I've not done that for 3 years, more probably. I've gone to bed early. I've gone for saunas and massages, and I've done nice things. And I think everybody should do that. Everybody should pause and take. The majority of this audience is female. Women are brilliant. Well, much better than men at taking care of themselves, I think. Is that a generalization? What do you think?
No, not really. No, I think you're right.
Yeah. So I've not done a lot of self-care, but I have done in the last couple of weeks because I've been so exhausted.
But I think for me, that this sudden no need to push for fighting for the light, it's such a bizarre sensation, because we've been working so hard for such a long time, pushing and creating and making more light for people, etc. For me personally, I woke up literally yesterday and I felt lost. I felt lost because we don't have to do that level of push anymore. So I've got to find a new way of being, and it'll come. But it's a really bizarre sensation. I'm glad you've felt there's something similar has happened as well.
Well, it's all about paying attention. I'm always talking about paying attention to the numbers, to the animals. I was talking to Janine about this the other day, about what's going on in your body, because everything's a sign. And I've really had to learn how to do that, because I've just been like, my dad used to call me I was a bull in a china shop from when I was this big. And I've been like that my whole life. I am a bull in a china shop. I cause havoc wherever I go. But so that's why I'm kind of felt the need to withdraw and just sort of process this stuff, because these upgrades are real. This has been going on a long time for me. I've been having the ringing in the ears for 10 years. I've been having the the truth bumps for the last 5 or 6 years, but just getting louder and louder and louder. And, and these are the things that we all have to pay attention to. And the affirmations. I mean, I did a workshop on law of attraction, affirmations, and stuff in the tent in the desert as well. And I hope you guys, if you were in the desert, I hope you're still doing those. Yes, naughty people if you're not doing them. And what I'm finding is that every day I'm doing more spiritual practices without thinking about it than I've ever done. If I stop and think about it, I'm like, oh, I just did that, and that. And it's not even 8 o'clock in the morning, which is cool.
Very cool, because you are a little bit lazy.
What?
Yep.
Me?
Yes, you are.
What the what? How dare you come on the show and call me lazy?
Your discipline is great. Great is coming back now, because this is where our gifts are coming from, is our discipline in, as you just said, coming back into your spiritual empowerment. You've got amazing 3 other bodies, but your spiritual one is lacking. But as you say, you're coming back on that now, and that will enhance your other 4 bodies. And everything that you do. Now, there was something you and I did in the car. We did some healing together, right? And that was extraordinarily powerful. Just to let people know, I was just tuning into somebody, and this person was very, very poorly, and it was hurting my hand. And then Mark thought, sod this, why should I sit here? I'm going to tune in and join in. And I'm not kidding you, people listening. When Mark tuned in and connected with me to do this healing with this person, wow. All I can say is, wow, the pain in my hand stopped. I could feel a sense of a sharing of togetherness, of healing, you and me, this particular person. Extraordinary. So well done. It was brilliant. I loved it.
Well, when I was in my teens, I used to heal people with my hands.
Yeah. Right. Are these females, are they, again? Let me heal you.
Take your top off. No, I did. I could do it. And then I kind of forgot about it. And then I did Reiki a few years ago. And I remember there was a really nice guy there. I think he was Polish. And he was very fussy about who would work on him. And he asked me to. And then I did. And he said it was the most powerful healing he'd ever had. And I was like, well, I didn't do anything. Well, it was like, because it's very subtle. But it's, so I surround myself with gadgets and things like that because I love those, and they have an effect. But, I know that these things do magic as well. And I am kind of becoming a healer. It's weird.
You're not kind of, you are. For me to sense that kind of energy to a fellow human being, it was extraordinary. Absolutely. I've been doing this for 41 years, and for you to be able to link with me and to soften everything and to add your gift to that, it was just beautiful. So don't put yourself down. That was extraordinary, Mark. Absolutely extraordinary.
So I can do more live shows, do make them laugh, make them cry, and then heal them.
Of course. If the jokes are that bad, you can heal them.
I don't think that's a real niche in showbiz. Nobody's done that, have they?
No. Well, me, maybe.
Well, I said make them laugh, Ian.
Oh, I see. All right.
You don't just do that by wearing funny clothes. Come on.
Me, funny clothes.
So where were we? I can't do an episode of this without you rodding me.
Well, okay. Let's check then. What should we check?
See how I put myself on the line for you guys, because I don't know what he's going to say. He's already told me that I'm spiritually weak and fucking badly disciplined. Good job I got a thick skin.
Right, let's have a look at how good your discipline is then now. 50%.
My discipline's always, I'm amazingly disciplined.
Right. Barely 50% discipline.
Oh, fuck off.
All right, let's have a look at Sue's discipline. 80, 90, 80%.
Oh, well done, Sue. Yeah, well done.
Very good. She's beat you.
Very good. Yeah.
Right, let's have a look at it today, though. Right, see where you are today. You're in the golden age. Fantastic. 5D. You're touching 5D. Excellent. Right, so look at your base. Right, your base needs some work. Your sacral's okay. Solar plexus is good. Heart, good. Throat, Fine. So basically, it's just your base chakra that needs a bit of work. Everything else is looking good.
Go on then. What do I do?
Look, come on, you know how to do this. Create your mirror version.
Mirror version, yeah. Okay.
Come on, you're really good at this.
Mm-hmm. Done it.
All right, let's have a look then.
By the way, I'm writing a book called The Spiritual Awakening of an Idiot.
Not an idiot abroad.
That'd be the sequel.
Yeah, okay, so look, base chakra. No, still nothing for your base chakra yet. You're too flippant with that one.
Yeah, okay. It's like going to school, this. Hang on.
Come on, bit more intention this time.
Oh, okay, done it.
That's more like it. Right, Sue felt that across the side of the room.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so that's your base chakra now, full on.
It's that easy.
It's that easy. Oh, itchy nose.
Yeah.
So what I'm doing now with people is when they're calling me for healing, I say, look, do your golden age, do your mirror versions, and I'll check you. And when they use enough intention, they're all in tune. But I make sure now that my mirror versions are healing all of my chakra systems, my 4 bodies, and my pineal glands.
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 I see what you did there. Pineal glands, Ian.
Yes.
I thought there was but one gland of pineal gland.
Maybe the Sahara Desert gave me something to empower humanity with something so extraordinary. I'm itching to say, but I did. Sue, I'm just going to get Sue to do some dowsing. Whether this is appropriate.
I was going to say that Robert says I need to play with your rods more. Well, I agree with that, Robert. Problem is, whenever I play with these rods, it makes my hand smell funny.
Ooh. That's because it's brass.
I know. Brass.
All right, okay. Sue's gonna. I'm just getting Sue now to do me a yes or a no, whether it's appropriate to share, but not awaken. I'm just going to see if it's appropriate to share it, but not awaken it.
Let's say not appropriate to awaken it. Yeah.
Well done, Janet. That's good.
It's appropriate to share.
Yeah.
Now,
what about Sonny?
Pardon?
What about Sonny?
Sonny.
You said it's appropriate to share.
What about? What you like?
Quicker than you today.
Much quicker than me. So that just shows to see my brain still isn't quite functioning.
Yeah, because you're not disciplined and you're weak. That's why.
All right. Okay. So here we go. What I will share with your listeners, because this is so extraordinary, but we're not going to activate it. All right. But we're going to share the knowledge. So coming back to Dot, who was sharing this information regarding the physical heart, the physical human heart.
Did you go into full details of what Dot shared? Because I loved what she said.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Which was about the heart having the 5th chamber, the 3 beats, and also that the heart is a spiral. It's not a pump.
It's not a pump. That's the thing I think you missed. It's not a pump. The heart is not a pump.
No. So if you think about it logically, if it was just a pump, how is it going to pump back all that blood from the capillaries? It's not possible because they're dead ends, right? So if for a pump to pump it around the body, there would have to be a relay pump or lots of them.
Yours might be dead ends, but mine's more middle class. Mine are cul-de-sacs.
Very good. So, right. So, they discovered that by cooking an ox heart and then pulling it apart, it went into 2 spirals. And then this led them to believe and do investigations on the human heart that it was indeed a spiral, a vortex. So this is how the blood is brought back to the heart, the pump, as it were, is through being a vortex, a spiral. So this has more power, more knowledge than we could ever imagine. And then Dot said something which then stimulated a deep dive question, which just blew me away. And then as soon as I shared that, everyone was in the same boat, which was extraordinary, which was an amazing piece of knowledge. So she said that if you just touch somewhere in the human heart with a tiny pin, you're dead. And I thought,
Really? Yeah, I've missed that.
Yeah, she said, you just touch it with a pin and that's it, end game. Then I thought, what's that then? And immediately I got a download of information. And this information is this: the heart has its own pineal gland. They are.
Dum, dum.
The heart has its own pineal gland. And this knowledge and information has been kept away from us for a very, very long time. I know Marx has mentioned many times that the stomach is a brain. It is.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
we also now
just repeat that for people that don't know. So in embryonics, the first thing that forms is the gut, and everything grows off that. And we have a gut feeling. You know, we have a bad. The stomach is really your brain, and your brain is really a transceiver.
Yeah, so now that we have this understanding, well, it's not an understanding, you've only just told you it, because I've been working since tirelessly since that information, trying to work out what do we do with this information and how do we access this, which I have that knowledge now. But I cannot do any activations now because it would be inappropriate, because it's just too much. It would be too much for people. So it's going to have to be done in a way that is in harmony with those that are listening. And so this is what I'm offering is a not so much a one-to-one, but Mark will organize this and we'll get large groups together so that I can do this in a safe environment, because it's not just the pineal gland in the heart chakra. I thought I'd ask again a bit, is there a pineal gland anywhere else? Another one. And there is. There's one in the base chakra and there's one in the sacral. There's not one in the solar plexus and there's not one in the heart. So we have three new, or they've always been there, but we have three extra pineal glands that we are now aware of. And I'm working tirelessly with deep dive questions to make sure that everything that I can find out about these and how to use them is safe for humanity, because this is extraordinary knowledge and very, very powerful. And this has come together once again in harmony with the approaching fifth dimensional frequencies. And it's all about bringing in these jigsaw pieces, puzzles, bit by bit by bit by bit. And it's like an increment of a dimmer switch as we keep getting brighter and lighter and more knowledge and more empowerment to bring us into this fifth dimensional frequency.
Yeah, and just to prove that I've been consistent throughout all of this, you just reminded me that if you go to here, markoutmandshow.com, and you search on the pineal, the second video I did on this channel was about the pineal gland. There you go.
Brilliant. It's great when we have this, as you say, this collective movement forwards, building foundations upon foundations. Then we know that where we're heading is accuracy on our timeline for the empowerment of the human race. And that's when you know that it's accurate, because it builds upon what you just stated from other, I don't like using the word truths, but other information that builds upon other information that just keeps growing in the direction of empowerment.
We've just got some feedback here I want to go through from some of the subscribers. Jules, where have you gone? Jules asked a question about what if you've had a heart transplant?
That's still going to be there. That pineal gland will be, that will come from the person's body that it's arrived from. So it's not going to be, it's actually inside the heart itself. So unless it's been, that particular aspect of it's been damaged, then it's not going to work. The heart's not going to function. You're just dead. So if you've had a heart transplant, then that pineal gland will come with the that other person's heart or body from that. What I'm trying to say here, but yeah, that should still be fine. I think we need to work. If someone has had a heart transplant or any lung transplant, we need to work with that particular organ and work with programs and reprogramming to deprogram any harmful programs from the person it's come from, any other issues that may have come from that person as well. We can deprogram that organ so it doesn't interfere with our being.
I've got a question. How have the heart surgeons not known this or kept this away from people? I mean, Dot was an expert in the heart.
She was.
She worked with. What did she do for 30 years? Did you say?
She was a cardiologist, a specialist.
So there you go. So and she discovered all these truths about the heart.
Yeah.
Even though she worked in
the dark side would have kept that quiet. Big time.
Because the doctors basically just have 7 years indoctrination.
Yeah,
yeah,
they do.
Patty says, yeah, well, yeah. Patty Flint says, "What if you have a stent?"
Well, again, that's going to be different. Again, it's it works differently. The pineal gland is going to be my guess is going to be in the center of the heart, like it is in the center of the brain. So as long as they don't interfere with that pineal gland with placing the stents in, which I don't think they can, then that's going to be not going to be an issue either.
Okay. Shirley Q's asking me a question about my course. I can't answer that now, Shirley. I'll email me, mark@atwooddigital.com, and I'll try and fix that for you. Just checking all these questions because there were a few that I thought I might have missed.
Do you remember when we activated your heart pineal?
Oh, yeah.
I had to hold your hands because I knew exactly what was going to happen. You'd have fallen flat on your back.
Yeah, it was powerful.
Extremely.
And then getting them talking to each other. I mean, after we did that, my visions went nuts. In fact, for a lot of the car journey over the mountains, I was meditating and I didn't want to come out of it because the visions were so amazing. It was like being in your own cinema. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Better than real life, better than the cinema. So I'm just checking all the questions. Oh, yeah. So Jamira Suarez says, so is there a pineal gland in the heart or not? You said that's the big news, but then you said there isn't one in the heart. He or she is confused. I don't know.
There is one in the heart. I said there isn't one in the solar plexus. There isn't one in the throat. The solar plexus is a transformer. It transforms the lower light frequencies to a higher frequency. And then when it reaches the throat does the similar thing. That is the spiritual psychic bridge from all of the lower chakras to the upper chakras. And this is why you've been going through a lot of processing there, because this is where all of the true divine power as a being of light is going to happen from that throat chakra, as all the lower frequencies are upgraded through those transformers.
Yeah.
The ancients knew this. They knew this, and they've the dark side have kept that from us for a very, very long time. We're stepping back, truly stepping back into our power. And when we get to see the two suns in the sky next year, solidly, constantly for the rest of our lives, for eternity, then that is a part of it. That is a part of linking together with the fifth dimensional new chakras from a new sun. I was used to call them intercostal chakras, but thanks to Abby, I'm calling them 5D chakras. So once those are switched on in line and in harmony with the new sun, all of this is coming together hand in glove to create the most beautiful jigsaw puzzle. And again, it's all one piece adds to another piece, adds to another piece, and they're all creating this beautiful picture. And this is where we're heading next year, end of the year. It's magical.
It is, and I think that ties in with a lot of things that are going on at the moment. I've talked about Graham Hancock's series on Netflix. Yeah, I know he's not archaic, so I've already talked about that. But Graham got taken off of TED 10 years ago for his talk, "The War on Consciousness," for being false science. And there he is on Netflix with a smash hit TV series called Ancient Apocalypse, where he's going back and basically saying human history is a lie. And the Guardian newspaper said it's the most dangerous TV show ever made. How was this allowed to happen? That's the same Guardian newspaper that was set up by satanic Marxists in the 1800s, and is still a satanic Marxist rag. So this is interesting. And while you were talking as well about the ancients and their knowledge, it triggered a book that I read a few years ago, which I recommend everybody goes to get, and it's called Stone Age Psychedelia by Chris Everard, he's fantastic, Chris Everard. If you go and get this book for Christmas, because it's really, really interesting. The knowledge that the ancients had goes way beyond just pyramids. It's incredible how in tune they were with nature, and how they used they worked in partnership with nature, with plant medicine and all of that, to a massive degree for helping them develop spiritually, emotionally, physically, and mentally. They're obviously a lot more disciplined and less lazy than me.
I'm glad it's actually sinking in now, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. You've only got to tell me 15 times and it finally goes in.
But look what you achieve, though. When you are disciplined, you're a force to be reckoned with. As soon as you step into that amazing discipline, you are incredible. Absolutely. Sue felt it in this room when you did your mirror version. She jolted.
Yeah, well, I do my best, but I've been resting a little bit. Not that much. That's why I sent you a message saying, "Do you want to go live today?" So, has anybody got any questions for Ian? Please put them in the comments. If you've got anything else you want to talk about. $210, did they? I didn't check the price. Currently unavailable. Yeah.
But my advice is to stop feeding fear. If you want to truly step into these wonderful new frequencies, then do it. Don't hold on to any kind of 3D, 4D frequencies of any kind. We need now to be stepping up and forwards in this fifth dimensional frequency. It's going to happen anyway. But the more that you become loving yourself, loving humanity, loving Mother Nature, put your bloody phone down, switch the television off, etc., and just be. This is where we need for everyone to help this flow.
Yeah. As usual, people are saying, how can they consult with you? Do you want to explain why you can't do much of that?
Well, if you want to ask any specific questions, then go to my Telegram channel, Ian Welch Golden Age. But if you Mark sets up something that we can actually empower these pineal glands, then we can do something like that.
Good. Tony, you've got to come on and talk about the hands at some point. Anna Bromley's asking, could you just do a recap on how to do the mirror self, please?
Okay, go do your golden age affirmation first. When you're in your golden age affirmation, then just literally imagine that you are calling upon the most highly evolved aspect of you. If you find that hard to imagine you're standing in front of a mirror and you see yourself in front of a mirror, but absolutely gorgeous, young, vibrant, a bit like Mark in the morning.
That's what I see that anyway. How do you get any better than this?
Exactly. But don't actually imagine Mark in front of you. Imagine you.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
So imagine there's you standing in front of you, but the most highly evolved aspect healer, and ask her to retune, recalibrate all of your chakra systems and your 4 bodies. And that's it. It's that simple. Just ask her to heal you. Do it at night time is the best, because that way, if you do jump out of the golden age in the middle of the day, then you have to redo everything. So at night time is probably the best. But I do this every day. I don't now have to spend time healing myself, but my mirror version does it for me, and I'm loving it, absolutely loving it. And you can do this for your pets as well. Create a mirror version of you that's the most highly evolved veterinary surgeon, and then get her to work with your pet.
Yeah, or him.
Or him.
Yeah.
But because your audience is mainly female, I used that.
I knew what you were doing. I was just like, there's some guys here too.
Yeah,
including me. Somebody asked a question about chakras. I'm just trying to find it because it's all popped up a bit quicker. It was a good question, because this question's come up a few times in the last couple of years about people removing their chakras and not having any. I know that's why I'm bringing it up, because I knew it'd get this reaction. Where's it gone? Oh, can't find it.
I've met people who are really proud that they've met somebody who's removed their chakras.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking, let's have a look at this logically and scientifically. We need chakras to condense down the light frequencies into physical form to feed our internal organs. If you shut those down, that's end game for your organs. That's end game for you. You're going to be so sick. Why do you think God invented and designed through evolution the chakra centers?
Well,
this was purely.
Yeah, I mean, some of the people that I've met say that the chakra system is part of the matrix, and that's what locks us in. But I had one of the best ayahuasca experiences of my life, one of the best experiences of my life on ayahuasca, when the spirit of the plant had me literally against the wall and was teaching me how to tune the chakras in by making the right tones. And I probably couldn't do it now, but the one at the top is like, and it goes down as you go through the chakras. And she was moving my vocal cords until I got it exactly right. It was exhausting, but brilliant. And then for the next, I remember being in Marrakesh, funnily enough. I was at this hotel and I had like 20 women in the garden, and I was teaching them all how to clear their chakras. And this is way before I started the show. So why would my logical question then is why would such a powerful spirit as ayahuasca be teaching me that if we weren't supposed to have them?
It's like saying, right, I don't need my lungs anymore. I'm going to integrate the oxygen directly from the atmosphere. These things are designed a part of you to help you evolve as a four-bodied being, mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual. We've always been that way since history has ever begun. We've always had these energy centers, and they are there purely to integrate energy into light form, in physical form rather, into your internal organs. This is what feeds your organs. The same with the meridian lines on your body. The meridian lines where the acupuncture points go on, they travel around your body and then go into your organs and then back out on the surface of the skin again. So this has been designed in two ways to keep the human body healthy and vibrant without surgery. And this is by feeding the light frequencies into your meridian lines and into your chakras. This is what keeps us functioning really, really well. So people that are being misled, thinking that they're going to have all their chakras integrated into one or none at all, then you're heading for a fall. You really are.
Dave Johnson's asking, how can I check my chakras if they're open or working? He's tried meditation and opening, but he doesn't know if that's worked.
If you do the mirror version, they're going to be in tune because that's what you've asked for.
That's what I like about the mirror version. It's kind of set and forget.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like a subroutine.
You get knocked out of your golden age, then you have to redo it, reset it. But that will definitely retune your chakra systems because that's what you've asked for. This is a gift from God. This mirror version is a gift from God to help heal you, to get everyone in harmony and in tune for the fifth dimensional frequencies by the end of the year and beyond.
Yeah. So what do you think is going to be like by the end of the year? Have you got a vision of it? Have you got a feeling?
Yeah, I don't know. We've already starting to sense it. People that are awake are sensing some shift and change in the atmosphere. And it happened when we reached that 100% golden age frequency. People could sense something happening in the atmosphere. So it's going to be just another sensation, which is going to be of a much higher frequency. I think it's just going to bring this overwhelming joy of love for humanity. And it's just going to be, for me, it's like the atmosphere is going to be speaking to us and saying everything is fine, everything's all right. Don't panic. Love is here. That's my feeling. It's just going to be like the love is going to be pressing up against your skin on your body.
Laura Lemon, Rife machine. Will that help with alignment? As I read that question, I was like, where's my Rife machine? I just remembered I've lent it to somebody. I can't remember who I've lent it to.
Well, whenever I use the Rife machine, you must make sure that you reprogram the actual unit, not the programs, but the unit itself, because otherwise that will recalibrate you as a human being from your golden age. So this is what I do with my Rife machines, is I communicate with the atoms of the unit. I ask it to constantly be upgraded and to come into harmony with the highest evolved aspect of the golden age frequency. Then any programs that come through it will be changed and adapted to meet that person. Because I did this with Sue without telling her, and it knocked her out of the golden age. And I couldn't understand why. And she kept coming back, but then she was being knocked out because the Rife machine was reprogramming her back to the original program of golden age. So basically you need to change the just got another high pitch whistle. Yeah, did you get that as well?
Yep. Yep.
Very strong.
I wasn't even looking at you then.
Yeah. This is confirmation, right? That what I've just got here. You must reprogram the Rife machine body, the blue bit, or the generator XM. Program that body and ask it to always come into harmony with the golden age and into harmony with the person that it's working on. And that's it. You fail safe.
I literally can't remember who I lent my Rife machine to. I can remember giving them the box and everything else, and I can't. It's gone blank. Anyway, thank you, Jane Shell, for finding that book I just recommended on Gumroad, which I've just found as well. Just type in Chris Everard Stone Age Psychedelia Gumroad, and you'll find this page where it's $39, I think, instead of the stupid money that Amazon were asking for. So I like that open source research, and thank you very much, Jane. If you're watching this and you've got my Rife machine, can you bring it back? I can't remember who I've lent it to.
You haven't given your scalar away, have you?
Yeah, I've given it all away. I gave the whole thing. The whole thing. I've got all the bits, and I said, "You go and play with that." I remember saying that, but I can't remember who I said it to. I'm getting old.
I'm so envious you've got a scalar machine. I can't wait to afford one of those.
Yeah, I've got the lot. Well, I haven't. It's at somebody else's house. I just don't know where. Yes, I will, Roberta. We're gonna rewrite these affirmations because he changes them every bloody week.
I have to, because we change.
I know. I'm joking. Mark and Ian are both fuzzy on my screen, as are the comments. Put your glasses on, Life Force. Right, that's the hour up. I'm going to go and get ready. I'm going to the UK and going to see me ma. So thanks for joining me this afternoon. Thanks for sharing that information about we will sort the affirmations out. We will set up an event where you can get your pineal gland and your heart activated. That'll be the next couple of weeks. But right, Sue.
All right, my darling.
All right, my lover.
All right, my liver.
Right
somebody did ask a question how you enjoyed Morocco.
Me?
Yeah, you.
It was, just tuning into the heart of the desert. First thing that happened to me, sunk my feet in, sunk my legs into that sand, and I was gone. That's my home. I love it.
It's kind of well, Morocco itself is kind of a Marmite place. I've seen people bounce off the energy or just totally go with it.
straight in there. I loved it. Deeply, madly, truly.
Well, it was great hanging out with you both. And you guys watching, have a wonderful rest of the week. Keep the vibe high. Look after yourself.
Yes, definitely.
Affirmations, grounding, do all the stuff. Do all the good stuff. And you guys take care. I'll see you soon. Lots of love.
Bye, darling.
Bye.
Bye.